The aluminum powder that transformed Buddy Ebsen into the Tin Man nearly ended his life. In early September 1938, shortly after filming began, Ebsen collapsed on set, his lungs filling with fluid from inhaling the metallic dust used in his makeup. Doctors feared for his survival as he struggled to breathe in an oxygen tent at Good Samaritan Hospital. MGM's response? Silence. Executives downplayed the incident, claiming Ebsen had a minor illness. The truth emerged years later through Ebsen's own accounts, revealing the harrowing ordeal. Jack Haley replaced Ebsen, but the nightmare continued. The studio switched to aluminum paste, which still caused Haley chronic eye irritation and discomfort. The costume itself was stiff and suffocating, trapping heat and restricting movement. Speculation persists that MGM knew the risks but prioritized production deadlines. Other cast members reportedly experienced milder reactions, quietly treated and never publicly acknowledged. The Tin Man's shimmering exterior became a chilling metaphor for Hollywood's disregard for actor safety in pursuit of spectacle. Ebsen's experience helped raise awareness about hazardous makeup materials, eventually prompting changes in industry safety standards, but only after irreversible harm had been done. Dorothy's blue gingham dress may look innocent, but for Judy Garland, it symbolized control and exploitation. Designed by Adrian for the 1939 classic, the dress was paired with a tight corset to suppress Garland's developing figure, preserving the illusion of childhood. MGM enforced strict dietary rules, limiting Garland to chicken soup, black coffee, and diet pills. Studio head Louis B. Mayer monitored her weight compulsively, treating her more like a product than a person. Multiple versions of the dress were made, and one sparked a legal battle after being stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in the 1980s. The theft underscored the costume's cultural significance. Rumors suggest Garland kept one dress as a personal act of rebellion. She later described the filming period as emotionally devastating. The gingham dress, beloved by audiences, became a haunting reminder of the abuse endured by child stars under the studio system. In 1956, MGM cast Marlon Brando as Sakini, a Japanese interpreter in The Tea House of the August Moon, a decision that would become a lasting stain on Hollywood's record. Brando appeared in Yellowface wearing stylized makeup and costuming that caricatured Japanese culture rather than representing it authentically. The wardrobe, intended to evoke traditional attire, instead reflected Western stereotypes. The result was a distorted portrayal that prioritized theatricality over cultural respect. Meanwhile, Asian and Asian American actors were excluded from leading roles, a common practice at the time. Studios defended such casting by citing commercial appeal, a justification frequently used to sidestep criticism. Brando later expressed regret for participating in roles that perpetuated racial stereotypes, a reflection of his evolving awareness and later activism. The costume remains a stark reminder of an era when cultural appropriation was normalized in mainstream entertainment, and authenticity was sacrificed for box office appeal. September 15, 1954. A white halter dress billows over a subway grate in Manhattan, and Hollywood history takes a darker turn. What millions saw as Marilyn Monroe's most iconic moment actually ignited a scandal that shattered her marriage and exposed the industry's relentless objectification of female stars. Designer William Travilla created the dress to highlight Monroe's figure, and while studio executives expected buzz, they didn't anticipate the chaos. The subway grate scene for The 7-Year Itch attracted thousands to Lexington Avenue, turning a film shoot into a media circus. Joe DiMaggio, Monroe's husband of 8 months, was present for part of the shoot and became visibly distressed as photographers captured the revealing moment. DiMaggio stormed off set, reportedly furious over what he saw as a public embarrassment. Their explosive argument at the St. Regis Hotel became the stuff of Hollywood lore, and divorce papers followed just weeks later on October 6, 1954. Monroe later lamented how the industry reduced her to a sex object, sidelining her aspirations as a serious actress. The scene's provocative nature sparked backlash from religious groups, prompting some theaters to demand censored versions or refuse screenings altogether. The studio scrambled to manage the fallout. For decades, the original dress remained a prized artifact. Actress Debbie Reynolds owned it before auctioning it in 2011 for over $4.6 million. Rumors swirl that other Monroe costumes have disappeared into private collections, underscoring the obsessive fascination with her legacy. That white dress is more than a cinematic icon. It's a symbol of Monroe's vulnerability and the entertainment industry's willingness to trade personal dignity for publicity. The strapless black gown Rita Hayworth wore in 1946's Gilda became a defining image, but also a burden. Designed by John Louis, the dress cemented Hayworth's status as a femme fatale, but it also trapped her in a narrow public persona. Columbia Pictures capitalized on the dress's allure, saturating marketing materials with Hayworth's image while sidelining her acting talent. The studio's strategy reduced her to a symbol of seduction, limiting her future roles. The dress's fame also strained Hayworth's personal life. Her marriage to Orson Welles suffered under the weight of public scrutiny and conflicting career pressures. Welles, known for his artistic ideals, reportedly struggled with the commodification of his wife's image. The original gown mysteriously disappeared after filming. Some believe Columbia destroyed it to shift focus from Hayworth's past roles, while others suspect it was stolen by collectors. Its fate remains unknown. Hayworth's experience illustrates how a single costume could elevate a star while simultaneously confining her within Hollywood's rigid definitions of femininity. The towering feathered headdress worn by Lana Turner in MGM's 1941 musical Ziegfeld Girl became a symbol of excess and agony. While dazzling on screen, the elaborate headpiece reportedly caused Turner severe physical pain during filming. Weighing heavily on her neck and shoulders, the headdress triggered migraines and chronic discomfort throughout grueling dance sequences. Studio executives, locked in a race for visual extravagance, ignored the toll on performers. Studios routinely dismissed on-set injuries as part of the job. Turner later described the pain in interviews, revealing how the costume's demands left lasting effects. Some speculate that such physically taxing wardrobe pieces contribute to long-term health issues for stars, though few were ever acknowledged. Costume designers reportedly voiced concerns, but their warnings were often ignored when profits were on the line. The headdress, once a symbol of cinematic glamour, now stands as a testament to the industry's willingness to sacrifice well-being for visual impact. Carmen Miranda's towering fruit hat from 1943's The Gang's All Here became one of Hollywood's most burdensome accessories. Though its exact weight is unknown, the headpiece was notoriously heavy, causing Miranda frequent discomfort and headaches. The exaggerated design wasn't just for show. Studio executives leaned into stereotypes, marketing Miranda as an exotic tropical siren to American audiences. While audiences saw whimsy, Miranda privately resented being typecast and had little power to resist the studio's branding. Costume designers prioritized spectacle over safety, a recurring theme of the era. Miranda continued wearing similar headpieces throughout her career, trapped by the image that made her famous. The original fruit hat's fate is unknown. Some believe it vanished from studio storage, joining countless other lost costumes. Its disappearance highlights the broader neglect of artifacts tied to marginalized performers. Miranda's experience underscores how the industry often prioritized profit over performer well-being, especially for women and ethnic minorities. Audrey Hepburn's pink ball gown in 1957's Funny Face dazzled audiences, but behind the scenes it posed serious challenges. Designed by Hubert de Givenchy, the gown's ultra-tight fit prioritized elegance over comfort. The restrictive bodice made breathing difficult during musical numbers. Crew members whispered about Hepburn's struggles during rehearsals, with some suggesting production schedules were quietly adjusted to accommodate her discomfort. Paramount's publicity team painted a picture of seamless collaboration, omitting any mention of the physical toll. The gown became a fashion icon, influencing haute couture for decades, but also symbolized the industry's disregard for performer well-being in pursuit of visual perfection. The mink coat worn by Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's embodied 1961 elegance, but it also carried ethical baggage Hollywood preferred to ignore. Crafted from real mink, the coat symbolized luxury while raising early concerns about animal welfare. Designed by Edith Head in collaboration with Givenchy, the coat stood apart from Holly Golightly's other outfits. Its weight and structure made it difficult to wear for long periods, requiring careful handling during filming. Rumors suggest the coat's post-production fate became a point of contention. Studios often borrowed high-end garments from furriers, but returns weren't always tracked. Some believe the coat was quietly sold or lost. Though animal rights activism hadn't yet peaked, early conservation groups criticized the use of real fur. The coat, once a symbol of aspiration, became an early flashpoint in Hollywood's evolving relationship with ethical fashion. Grace Kelly's golden gown in To Catch a Thief ignited one of 1955's most intense costume controversies. Edith Head's shimmering creation became the focal point of international censorship debate that nearly derailed Hitchcock's Riviera-set Thriller. The lame gown's plunging neckline and form-fitting silhouette drew immediate backlash from conservative audiences. Religious groups and censorship boards condemned the dress, accusing Hollywood of pushing moral boundaries. Physically, the gown was no easier to manage. The metallic fabric and corseted structure restricted Kelly's movement, making filming on the French Riviera particularly taxing. The dress's fate remains uncertain. Some believe it was stolen from a Paris fashion house, while others think it was destroyed to avoid further scandal. No official report was ever filed. Ironically, the uproar only boosted the film's popularity. The so-called forbidden dress became a symbol of Hollywood's flair for controversy, proving that scandal often fuels success. Hedy Lamarr's beaded headdress in 1949's Samson and Delilah was a visual marvel and a physical ordeal. Weighing several pounds, the ornate piece caused Lamarr chronic neck pain and migraines throughout filming. Despite her complaints, studio executives insisted she continue wearing it. The film's massive budget left little room for compromise, and Lamarr's well-being was sidelined in favor of spectacle. Rumors suggest the headdress was stolen from Paramount's vault in the 1960s, possibly by an insider. No official records confirm its disappearance, adding to its mystique. Lamarr's experience illustrates how Golden Age Hollywood often prioritized visual grandeur over performer safety, especially when large investments were at stake. Maureen O'Sullivan's leopard print costume in 1934's Tarzan and His Mate became a lightning rod for censorship advocates. The revealing outfit shocked audiences and fueled calls for stricter content regulation. The form-fitting design exposed more skin than was typical for the era. Religious groups organized boycotts and local boards demanded edits. The Catholic Legion of Decency labeled the film objectionable in part. MGM scrambled to manage the fallout, launching a PR campaign to protect O'Sullivan's image. The costume was quietly removed from archives, possibly destroyed to avoid further controversy. This incident became a key example used to justify stricter enforcement of the Motion Picture Production Code, ushering in a new era of conservative costuming standards. The white tuxedo from Casablanca became one of Hollywood's most iconic costumes, but its creation reveals the grueling conditions behind Golden Age filmmaking. Humphrey Bogart's pristine dinner jacket required multiple fabric layers to achieve its crisp on-screen look, making it stiflingly hot under the intense studio lights of 1942. Costume design credit belongs to Leah Rhodes and Milo Anderson, not the frequently misattributed Ori Kelly. These designers faced the challenge of crafting elegant evening wear that could endure the sweltering heat of Warner Bros. Sound stages. The tuxedo's layered construction meant Bogart and others endured long hours in oppressive conditions. Behind the glamour, the reality was far less polished. The seamstresses and tailors who brought the tuxedo to life earned meager wages and remained uncredited, a reflection of the industry's disregard for behind-the-scenes artisans. The tuxedo's fate remains a Hollywood enigma. It vanished from Warner Bros. Archives after the film's release. Some believe it was taken by a private collector. Others think it was lost during studio reorganizations. Its disappearance only adds to Casablanca's enduring mystique. Clark Gable's portrayal of Fletcher Christian in 1935's Mutiny on the Bounty became a case study in the cost of authenticity. MGM's wardrobe team outfitted him in a historically accurate naval uniform and a tight wig that caused daily discomfort. The wool uniform, designed for realism rather than comfort, proved unbearable during tropical location shoots. Gable frequently complained of headaches and heat exhaustion, but the studio prioritized visual fidelity. His frustration reflected a broader industry pattern. Production value trumped performer well-being. Gable's experience reportedly influenced his future role choices, steering clear of elaborate period costumes. MGM downplayed his complaints to protect the film's Oscar campaign. The incident revealed how even top stars were subject to the studio system's relentless demands. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment. Also consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell to get notified of our new videos each week. Thanks for watching.